This is a horse chestnut tree which produces what we know in the UK as conkers, which are ready from September to October, but they can still be collected from the ground right through to November. Conkers are not edible, they are mildly toxic, they will cause stomach aches and vomiting, that kind of thing, but they do have an excellent foraging use, which is to make washing liquid for clothes. This is because it contains something called saponins, and the term saponins comes from the soapwort plant, which is in the Saponaria genus, and the roots of the soapwort plant were historically used to make a natural soap. But the great thing is, horse chestnut leaves and the conkers also contain these saponins. And the washing liquid that you can make from conkers works genuinely well in terms of getting out stains from your fabrics, freshening them up. Of course, it costs nothing, it's natural, it's sustainable, and it works really well in your washing machine. To make it, first of all, collect some conkers. I personally wait until after they've fallen, and quite often when they do, the shells will fall apart and the conkers will be loose on the ground, making collection really easy. About 400 to 500 grams will do. Next, chop up the conkers. You can use a knife, but you risk slicing a finger off or cutting yourself, so I personally take a hammer to them because it's more fun and it's a lot safer. If you're going to use the conkers straight away, then you can skip this next step, which is to dry them. And all drying them does is to preserve them, basically. It just stops them from going mouldy, so you can use them anytime you're ready to make the washing liquid. You can dry them using a dehydrator, or you can just do what I do, which is to put them in an oven on a low heat for a couple of hours or however long it takes. When you're ready, put about 400 grams of the smashed up conkers into a large jar, one that's obviously big enough to hold at least 500 millilitres of water and of course fit the conkers in. And then just pour boiling water into it until all the conkers are submerged, or at least almost submerged. Leave for 30 minutes and then sieve off the liquid into another clean jar, and that's batch one done. Then put the conkers back into the jar you started with if they came out during the sieving process, and resubmerge them with a fresh batch of boiling water for about an hour. Again, sieve off either into a new clean jar or the same one you used for batch one if there's room. These first two batches will be your strongest liquid and can be used for your dirtiest laundry. You can see from this angle how bubbly, frothy and soap-like the liquid is. If you want, you can make a third batch as well that will be suitable for lighter washes by once again using the same conkers, resubmerging them in fresh boiling water, and this time leaving them for about 12 to 24 hours, overnight basically. Again, sieve off the liquid, this time into a new container, as this batch will be best for lighter washes. Once you have each batch, you can obviously start using it, but to store it, let it cool first of all, and then just put it in the fridge, and it'll keep in the fridge for a couple of weeks at least. Obviously, if you have other people in the house who might not know what you've been doing or what it is, it might be advisable to tell them or label it so that they don't drink it. Any leftover conkers can be put in your waste food bin or just put into compost. And that's it. Happy washing.